Good night and welcome to another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nesta Can and Caprice.
That's me.
And tonight we have a special guest in the studio.
Yes.
Coach Danny.
Yes, we all can use a good coach.
What's going on?
Welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm so grateful for this opportunity to come to your studio, and I'm excited about tonight.
That's right. It's long time.
Yes.
Excitement. You can feel it in the air.
From the high school days, you guys don't know. I'm not going to take over the show, but, you get into that.
No, take it over. It's okay.
Now. So, life coach. How do we get into being a life coach?
Life coach.
Okay, so let's think about. Okay, so becoming a life coach, it was something that was like, interest over the years, seeing other people, become successful life coaches, and I'm like, something I can do. But I never thought it was something that was available to me. So through research and things like that, I took a course to get certified. I am certified.
Certified. All right. Certified. Give you a thing for that.
Go.
And that was even a challenge because I thought, I have experience. I'm just going to coach people, and there's certain areas. It was challenging, but I was able to get through it, and then I started my coaching company. So,
what's the name of it?
It's called Coaching Out Loud.
Oh, okay.
It's also the name of my podcast too. So everything just
she's a
comes together.
Podcast. Nice. So explain to the people who probably don't know, what is a life coach?
A life coach is basically a professional cheerleader. Your cheerleader.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Because we have therapists and then we have coaches. Life coaches is more someone who pushes you into your destiny. There's goals that you need to get done. So a life coach is there to, if you meet with a life coach every week, we're making sure that you are, accomplishing your goals. And if you're maybe monthly, we give you a plan. Well, we help you get a plan.
Right.
We're not supposed to give you a plan, but me, I always try to give them assignments. I'm like, this looks good. You should do it. But most of the time we try to let them make their own plan, but we're just, follow up with them and push them. And sometimes people, they may need therapy.
Right.
So you could work with a coach, and then we'll see from, different conversations and things like that, we'll see okay, you need therapy. You don't need a coach right now. No, but it's good because sometimes you can have a life coach and a therapist, but then if the situation is serious, you may need a therapist.
Like murder.
I would say more like trauma or there's some issues that we just can't get past because you need to go to a therapist to go because I can't prescribe you, I can't do those things. I mean, my goal is to be a therapist one day.
Oh, okay.
But now I think I want to go down that route. But sometimes we just can't. That's all we can do is to be a supporter and be there for them. But we can't give you any medication for sometimes people just need medication for their trauma and things like that.
Have you come across people like that where you have to send them to I can't help you anymore?
Well, it's crazy because most of my clients, I always tell, I'm an advocate for therapy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because I get therapy, and I always feel like you should have therapy and also a coach. But then there has been some issues where, and then they didn't want to get therapy, so it was kind of hard. I'm like, no, I can't coach you. I had to stop it. I can't coach you right now because you need therapy and you need to go to therapy immediately. But sometimes it's denial, self-denial, or they don't think and some people it's a bad stigma about therapy in the Black community. So people don't think, I'm open to it. I'm happy that the last few years I've open to it, but everyone is not open to it. So there's been times where I had to say I can't coach you. I'm going to have to, tell you to go to a therapist. But then there are some clients that they go to therapy and they go to coaching. So the sessions are amazing because you're growing in that area of therapy, and then you're growing in your coaching, and you just become a better person. So,
wow.
Yeah.
What do you find are some of the challenges in your profession?
Well, most of my clients are, because my coaching company I got popular because of my single company. I have a singles ministry. So I get.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
I'll put you.
So
born again Christian. I got you.
So I'm a Christian. I have a ministry. Love Jesus, but I'm down to earth. So a lot of my clients are single women, and a lot of are single. So I coach them in thriving in their singleness. Being happy in your singleness. So
yeah, I see you post that a lot.
Yeah.
Are they single by choice or?
Single by choice.
Easy now.
Yeah, I know. Let's not go there. Let's not go there right now.
Easy now.
Single by choice. I mean, I'm just waiting for my God-given mate in the right timing. Because sometimes we want. We just going all over the place, right?
Yeah, nah, that's okay. Welcome to Face to Face.
Welcome to Face to Face.
Because sometimes, like for me, like for my journey in singleness, I wanted marriage years ago. I still, desire marriage. But the time that I wanted, I wasn't ready. I look back at my life like, oh my God, I would have got married. It would have been horrible because I wasn't,
You weren't a wife? You weren't a wife?
I won't say I wasn't a wife. I feel like certain things that I needed to do, my self-development wasn't there.
Okay.
So certain things would arise. Probably would just like give up, So sometimes you have to grow as a person, grow in your forgiveness, grow in
that's
self-acceptance.
a big deal, yeah. It's a big deal, yeah.
Yes, accepting people because you want someone to get married, but then person do one thing, I'm out. So.
All right, I'm not gonna go there. But you're right. You're absolutely right.
I want to eat right now. Goodbye. So no, I mean I'm not that crazy, but I'm just saying like some things I had to really grow and like give people grace. No one's perfect, and just really wait for the right person. That's for me, because sometimes you just want to get married. Like it's easy to get married.
Yeah.
But finding the right person that complements your purpose, your assignment, your destiny is worth the wait.
Definitely, yeah. I agree.
Now you're in this profession, right, where you're basically doing a service for people. You're providing a service. Now, what about when you have a bad day?
Oh.
And like you have to like cheerlead for someone else, but you're not in that mindset. Well, how do you get around that? How do you work around that?
So, I mean, like I said earlier, like I have a therapist and then also have coaches. So I feel like if I need prayer or if I need encouragement, and also to have a great family system, like my parents, my sister.
All right. Shout out to the sister. Shout out to the sister.
Shout out to Tawana. She is like I don't even know what to call it. She's my therapist at times. Like she is really like, you need accountability. She's an accountability partner. She's a therapist. Good. She's my prayer partner. And just I have different people in different places of my life that is like I can pull on them for prayer and things. And then sometimes just like some days I just have like if I can't cancel on a client.
Right.
So if I do feel I'm the type of person I'm very resilient. So I'll just do it. But then you just have to sometimes rise above how you feel. But also put in certain practices where if I know I'm a client, I get up, I'm like I'm not feeling well. I put up some worship music. I exercise, different things that get my mind set. And just, positivity, and just, putting my mind in that area. So
that's what I'm going to ask you. Do you cancel them? Tell me, hey, we need to send that text here. We need to reschedule kind of stuff. You try not to do that, right?
I never, it's only like it's a family emergency, emergency. I never, only one time I think it was emergency where, however, I'm like really sick, like I had COVID, like something like that. Yes, but I never.
That's good.
Never cancel. I'm very about my business.
So what do you do like for you, like when you're not coaching people and helping them through their problems and helping them break down barriers and things that your job is very important. How do you recharge yourself?
So exercising, this is something that I picked up during the pandemic because I gained so much weight, and I noticed because before I was always into like working out, and then I stopped for a few years, and then the pandemic, I was like, no, I'm getting this weight off. And this time around, it was just like therapy for me. Like I get up early in the morning. That's the first thing I have to do before I do anything. Of course, pray, but after prayer, devotion, I work out. And that has been like, because I like to dance, so I would do a lot of cardio, and it really made me happy. So I would do that. I journal, pray. I just do different things that help me to recharge. And then also just like mindfulness things to help me keep my mind in a good place. So we went to a school where it's a nursing school, so it was nothing but girls. He was like the only guy in our class, like our homeroom.
Lucky you.
Yeah, he was surrounded by females, so we would take the bus home. So I would always be like messed because he was so quiet. I'm so happy, like you're just doing your thing right now because he was quiet.
Yeah, I told you. I tell him he's. I told him I broke out of it because he's really quiet. And I said, I used to be like you.
Not about me.
Now you see, right?
It's about her. It's not about me.
He would always like hold conversations, but he was like quiet. We were like the wild child. I was a rebel in school.
A rebel.
I cut school. I was my parents was like, this girl, she needs to get better. Because they were like, at one point, it was so crazy because she went to Port Robeson, my sister.
Oh, really?
All of my siblings went to Port Robeson. I went to Claremore, and I was the oddball. And I kept cutting his class. My dad was like, you're going to go to Port Robeson because you can. I could watch you because we live close to Port Robeson.
I could watch you.
I could watch you every day. And I was just like, no, I love Claremore. And I knew I did not like that school, but, you know.
So when did you start to realize that, you know, hey, I'm pretty good at just, you know, motivating people, and
right? So
when did that happen?
I feel like you know, sometimes you look back on your life. Like I noticed that I was always the encourager, no matter what.
Yeah.
It was in school, high school, and my peers. I noticed that I'm always motivating people. So I was like, And then too, I had like people that I saw. I don't know if you. This is a funny story because I know you guys probably know what I'm talking about. I don't know his name. Remember Maury back in the days?
Of course.
Yeah.
Remember the black guy that was like screaming at all the kids that were.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? Coach D or something?
I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
So that's
He would scream at the teens to get their life right. Yeah.
And I always, like, even though I didn't like his approach, but I feel like the kids needed that approach, I'm like, I want to be that's the first life coach I ever saw. I guess coach or any type of coach that was inspirational. That was the first coach I ever saw, and I thought he was amazing. I'm like, I want to meet him. I don't care. I don't want him screaming at me, but I've always been. He was my greatest motivation as a kid.
Nestor, you don't remember him?
I'm trying to remember. That's what I'm looking. I'm like,
he was like built like Diesel.
You remember the you remember the young women who would come out like, I don't care. I don't care.
Forget you, slapping their parents.
I don't care. You remember that? You don't remember those?
Right now.
They would just be out of control teens. I smoke, I drink, I don't care. I curse my mother out. You don't remember that?
I'm checking that right now.
Send them to the
boot camp sort of a thing. Yeah.
They're like, no, I'm gonna go home.
Right.
So he was like the first person I saw. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I won't be like that because I know I'm like soft spoken, I'm nice, but I do want to encourage people. So I saw him, and then as I got older, my paths kind of shift, but I still feel like even in the spaces that I were in, I was always encouraging people. And then once I kind of found my purpose, I saw other coaches like E.T. What's his name? E.T. the hip hop preacher. I've never heard of him.
I've never heard of him.
Oh, he's amazing. He was like the first life coach. Trent Shelton, like all these different life coaches that I saw. I was like, oh, I wish I could do something like this in my own way.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what about when so I'm sure you have a lot of different type of personalities that comes across you. What do you do with the people who you give the advice to? You try to help, but you don't see that they're trying to put the same effort that you're putting into.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that we all give off a certain energy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right? And there's a such thing as energy vampires and things of that nature. So what if you come across a person who, just all about the talking and you're putting the work in, but their energy is just draining.
Right.
Like, what do you do? How do you...
And you're referring as a coach or as
a coach?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I get that not all the time. 'Cause I feel like my clients are excellent. I love them. They really, take hold of what I say. But there's always people that don't.
Yeah.
I just always let them look at things in a different perspective. Like, you're paying for coaching and you're not trying, so I have a way of getting them to see that they're not progressing and let them self-reflect. And then sometimes after a while, because I'm very... Some people, they want me as a coach, but because they see, I'm really nice and things, but I'm really, I'm kind of assertive, too. I don't play. You don't want me to be your coach, you're going to change, you're going to be better. So I feel like some people that don't like that, they'll fall off after a while. But some people that they really want to change, they stay on and they keep coming back for sessions. They keep coming, to try to change. But some people, after a while, they'll fall off. So I just let it rock. But I just always tell people, this is a time, this is a service. You're paying for a service. Right. I mean, unless you rich like that, you want to keep paying and not seeing any change. And then also too, it's not even about the money. Sometimes just about how bad do you always ask my clients that, how bad do you want to change? How bad do you want it?
Do you empathize with your clientele to the point where if they don't see results, you kind of feel bad with them?
I never had that. Like, I'm not saying like.
You hear those results?
Great results. You never had that, so that means
those results?
No, I'm not saying.
Never had
money
that, huh?
guaranteed. No,
I mean, you can take it
Oh.
home board. It's okay. That's for you. Don't worry about it. You can take it home. It's fine.
they say two.
Yeah.
Double.
That's great though.
Double.
That's good though.
No, I mean, like I said, like I mean, I'm not gonna say like
Yeah.
if they haven't said that to me.
Right.
I feel like like I said, I feel like I always tell them you have to grasp the moment, the sessions,
Yeah.
make it like the best thing. Like this is not time to waste. Like you have to really invest in it. So
And how long normally your sessions are? Like an hour, half an hour?
an hour.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
changing my program now, so things may be longer. I'm doing more programs now. I don't want to do the traditional coaching, one-on-one. Like I'm doing programs where it's centered around what they really need.
Oh, got you,
Yeah.
got you.
Do you think of yourself as like a people person? So
Yeah.
this comes easy.
Yeah, she's definitely a people person.
Okay, so we're gonna get into that too. I'm ambivert. People say I'm an extrovert, but I'm an ambivert. So
What is an ambivert?
ambivert is
In between?
I'm both.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
know there's
more-
introvert and extrovert.
Yeah.
So ambivert,
You
I
can be
guess.
both.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I didn't know there was a
I guess
name.
Yeah,
I know, me too. I know.
Oh, okay.
We learned something new
All right.
tonight.
Give us a
it.
name.
I know.
Google it.
But I'm more extroverted, of course. But I feel like I'm a people person. I love being around people. I love talking. I'm a big talker. But sometimes, like if I'm at my sister, before COVID, we go to a lot of events, charity events, networking events, and I'm always like on like trying to talk to people and stuff like that. But then I notice, I guess when you start to really know yourself and things like that, I noticed that after being around a lot of people, I need to be by myself and recharge because I'm a creative, so. I need time to think, and I'm very like always
Non-creatives,
thinking.
yeah.
You have to be by
Non-creatives,
yourself. It's like I need time to be like I need time to create. So it's like I can't have so much noise sometimes. I just need to be by myself. So I'm a people person. Like I'm more extroverted, but I have introvert tendencies. Let's say that.
Is there a difference between you outside of the coach versus the life coach? Like in your life, you know what I mean? Like, are you always the life coach?
I say
Somebody shook their head. Yes, off screen. I'm just saying.
Okay. It's like you guys are going into all the questions that. Okay, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I was about to say about another question, but okay.
Oh, okay.
So, I will say this. So, my gift, I know from the Lord, is an encouragement.
Okay.
So yes, I can say I'm mostly because life coaches they encourage. So this profession is really easy for me. It's not like oh my gosh, like it's the easiest thing, for me to do because it's natural. I don't have to really do much. Like things come like creating things for clients and it's easy because I'm an encourager. So I can say yeah most of the time. But like I said, I'm not always on.
do you often like bump heads with people who like, so let's say if somebody just wanted to tell you something and then you started going into life coach mode and then it'd be like I just wanted to vent. Has that happened? Does that happen?
I feel like sometimes people I feel like people come to me for that though. Like,
okay.
I see.
Now I'm a full-time entrepreneur, but I was at a job for many years and I worked really closely with people and I was just like the therapist. People will come, just sit at my desk and just vent, cry, everything. And not like I'm like, oh, come to me. Like they just knew, like, oh, I need to come to her to talk to her. So I feel like I know how to you could feel people out, like what to say and what, sometimes it works out that way.
Did COVID change with your job? The job that you had, COVID the reason why you got either laid off or fired?
Yeah. So,
but I have for a good reason. I have for
so let's talk about that testimony time.
Testimony. All right. Testimony.
So during the pandemic, I was at my current job for many years. I'm still in contract with them, but I'm not employed by them. They closed because I worked in the hotel industry. Many hotels. They closed. I was there for many years, and they haven't opened yet. So first, it was temporary laid off. I remember when we were going to work and everything, and I don't know, it's so crazy the whole COVID thing because I wasn't really scared when I was going to work. I was like, oh my God, just COVID, and I'm just like, it didn't really affect me until they said don't come back, and I was home. And I'm hearing everything on the news, like, oh my God, this thing is real, So and then a few months turned into 6 months and a year, and then it still, became, first it was just temporary laid off, and now it's like, I'm not saying it's permanent laid off, but but in the midst of all that, God opened many doors. Like I already had my singles ministry that I was like pushing, but I was able to do that even more, connect more, coach people more, because I didn't have, like going to work. I was, I changed my whole office into like, a dope office where I can do my little videos and do my coaching. It was just very comfortable. And then also during the pandemic, I don't know if you guys know about the YouVersion, the Bible app.
No.
Okay. Well, YouVersion is a Bible app. It's very popular. 400 million people have it. Because people, we're in a technology, era. So everyone wants to have everything at their phone. So that's a big app that people use for the Bible.
Nice.
And they have devotionals and things like that. So I got an opportunity. I got a partnership with them to be a content creator. So I have like 5 devotionals. Oh yeah, it's
That's
a big
awesome.
deal.
That's dope. Yeah.
You have to look it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna check that out, bro.
Yeah, so I have a few devotions first, and then during the pandemic, because I got an opportunity. They said submit, because I was a blogger. I know I'm all over the place. I was a Christian blogger before then, and I had a blog that I was really consistent with, and I had the podcast and everything. So they told me to submit my work. So I'm like, I really didn't think but I had faith in myself. But then I was just like, it took a long time for them to get back to me. So I'm like, okay, I really forgot about it. So when they was like, oh, we love you, and they did research like months. Like they were looking at my everything, my Facebook. Like sometimes you just have to have things together. So they looked at my podcast, looked at my blogs, and they looked at everything, and they offered me the partnership. So I would, for singles, because they needed more singles content. So I have Thriving in Your Singleness Part 1 and 2 on there. That's what I'm really popular about. And then I have 3 more devotionals on there. So
talk your stuff, queen. See what I did there? See what I did?
It's it's not a lot of us on there, so I'm really grateful for the opportunity just to do the work that I'm called to do. So it's a big blessing.
Big time, yeah.
So you have blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings. Floodgates are just opening up left and right? So you just sit here receiving it. So like, what about the moments where, now we all know you can give anything to God. We know that.
Right.
What about those moments where, you feel down? Do you motivate yourself, or do you become your own life coach sometimes?
Or do you have somebody, a life coach that?
Well, I know you said
that.
You said
that. So I have a few life coach. Like I have a spiritual. I have my pastor. Of course, she's not a life coach. She's my pastor. I have spiritual leaders. My parents are also like they always minister to me. And my father, he's a prayer warrior. So if I need prayer, my mom, they always pray for me.
See the importance of fatherhood?
Yeah.
He's been so instrumental in my life as far as my walk with my mom. So I have different, people in my life. And then, also sisters in Christ, so you can go to pray. My sister over there, she's also awesome. And then just having friends, like people who are in the same field as you. Like I have friends that they may be life coaches or they may be leaders, and they can, if I have an issue, I'll reach out to them, pray for me. And I have good friends that I know I can go to them like, okay.
So you have a good support system.
Yeah.
Have you always had that?
Yeah, I could say, I feel like it has the roles have changed because sometimes you're not as close as with other people as you were before, and then God will send new people into your life.
Right.
And you may not know them because sometimes that's even scary too. Because you're like, oh, this person is new. Sometimes we're scared to open up to new people.
Yeah.
But during this pandemic, I have made so many new friends, and I'm like, I don't know them for this many years, but they've been a blessing to my life. So I'll say, but before my grandmother, she passed away in 2018.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. She was like my rock. Like, she was the one everyone went to. She was the go-to person, but she was like the person you go to for prayer and just encouragement. Like I could talk to her about anything, even though she was like church mother, super saved. But you can be real with her. You could tell her. I could tell her everything, and she will understand. She won't judge. So you need people like that in your life. So.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Real quick, guys. The guy's name was Dwayne West. Is that him?
Yes!
That's him.
Dwayne West. That's him. That's Dwayne West.
What happened to him? I gotta Google him, see if he got Instagram. Like, yo, what's up, bro?
That was him.
I'm living it.
See him with his a sleeveless shirt.
Sleeveless shirt, muscled up. He ain't playing.
Yeah.
He should be rival. Like, he was the
He's a life coach, though, they said. He's a
life coach.
he is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. As the first life coach, black life coach.
Motivational speaker.
Yes.
He was very intimidating, though. Like, very intimidating.
I mean, some of those kids, they needed it. I'm not gonna lie. They were just like,
they were out of control.
They had their cigarettes. Like, I'm smoking. You're like 12. no.
Yeah, just terrible kids. No guidance.
What are some of your goals for this year, 2022? What are some of your goals?
Great question.
Yes, great question. All the questions. You guys are great. I love the energy. I love the energy. It's dope. It's dope. I'm having so much fun right now.
That's awesome.
Yes. So some of my goals is also to, first it's always, self-development, grow, continue to grow, become better, to continue to work in excellence with my ministry, business, serving others. And I do have a book that's supposed to come out this year.
Oh, wow.
About it.
You know something? I was going to ask her about that too.
Yeah.
Your question of books. Like, she write a book.
You are a woman of many hats.
Yeah, I know.
One thing that's amazing about it is that everything comes together, though. That's why it's not as like, oh my God, this is a lot, because everything kind of flows together.
The force is definitely strong with you. I get it.
Oh, thank you.
I get it.
Long time come, please. This is not I think sometimes people think like overnight. No, this is years of just like I was doing a blogging, and then it was time to move to something else. Like I kind of like structured things a certain way to get to. I feel like just doing things for a certain amount of time. Once you got the hang of it, it becomes better, and then you can move on to other things. But yes, I was working on the book since the beginning of the pandemic because I was like home and stuff. But I kind of delayed. I'm gonna say it's delayed because I don't like to say that word, but it's delayed for a good reason because I needed more experience. Definitely, me losing my job is like a big faith move for me. So I want to put that in the book. But I do have a book for singles. So yeah, it's
Ladies, fellas.
I'm a single.
And what is it? What is it touching on?
Well, it's touching on singleness. Like my whole thing with the singleness grew from thriving in your singleness. That's not the name of the book, but it's also going to cover some of the things that I spoke about thriving in your singleness. But it's a totally different book because first I was going to make it the name Thriving in Your Singleness, and then I was like, no, they gave me another title, but I can't say the title yet.
Okay.
Maybe I'll come back
no
closer,
spoilers.
to when it's out, but it's about singleness.
That's good.
Wow. So I had a question lined up, but I was just so yes, the discipline. How do you keep yourself disciplined and with a book, and even though you're home, people can still be lazy. I'm one of those people. Just getting up watching TV all the time. Like I'm writing a book. Why? You know what I mean? Like, how do you keep that motivation? Where's it come from?
Right. So so with the whole home thing, I have a business too that I mean, like, have the coaching, but then I have an actual business, which is crazy to say about discipline. I was still even when I was working, I still was working on my businesses while I was at work. And I always told people, sometimes working in hospitality is not like, some people, they go far with that, and then some people, they do it because they have other things going on. And I feel like that's always a good job for like curators, if you're a model, if you're an actor, if you're a business owner, work in that because you can work around your schedule. And I always told my people that I was around, work on your businesses while you're not while you're at work. I'm not saying you want to still company time, but I'm just saying, like, work on your business even when you are working. If you come home, you're tired, work on your business. And I was doing that for many years until...
That is difficult to do. It's not easy.
But I think that's where the discipline came in. Like, I'm going to work on... And I was working on my business during when the pandemic hit. 2 years before that, I was always working on my business. So now I'm kind of used to it. Like, it kind of helped me, strengthen me, like, to do things on time, to get things done, because I was doing it for a long time. I just think just doing things often and have a rhythm of how you do things.
So helps. You developed good habits.
Yeah, good habits.
It became a part of your lifestyle.
Yeah, part of my lifestyle. Okay. And just stay committed. I'm a procrastinator. Like, I'm going to admit that. But
I don't even believe you.
No, I am. But it's bad, though, because I'm trying to, like, this year I've been trying to, like, work on it because I'm a procrastinator, but I can still get stuff done, and it's, like, amazing, but it still puts pressure on me, and I don't like the way I feel. So I've been working on that.
You heard what she said? She said, it takes time, but it's amazing. I
repeat that, but
I be killing the game. I be taking my time, though, but I be killing the game, though.
Some people, they do work. It's like people work good under pressure. That's me,
true.
but it's not a good feeling. People can say, "Oh yeah, I'm going hard," and all that burnout stuff. I'm not. I'm over that. We need to rest. We need to, like, having, and also boundaries. I think that helps me with my discipline. I can't come out, or I can't come to this event. I can't do this. I can't. Like, I've been so sure of my boundaries, but people, with things I need to do, so that helps me to stay focused.
Now, sometimes when you implement boundaries, people start to feel some type of way.
Right.
And they start calling your name. Oh, you're selfish. You don't care.
Right. Yep.
Have you lost some really close friends or associates because you've become dedicated to your own cause?
Oh, yes. But the whole thing about that, I feel like I was always like this. So it's like the new people probably don't get it, but they'll get it after a while. Because like, short story. Before
She laughing over there.
This is going to be good. All right, let me just set this up.
So long, cause, you're gonna tell the world now. But like before, like I wasn't always saved. We grew up in the church, but during our little journey, we did. I think I told you about I used 2 parties.
Right.
So we were event planners in New York City. So this was like our thing. We were really going hard. We were like the top event planners in New York City at the time. This is like 2003 to like
right after high school.
Yeah, we were going to the clubs. We weren't even 21.
Music was amazing back then.
Yes,
Oh, there we go.
People think the club scene is right. The club scene now, I don't know what y'all doing. 2000 to like 2010 was that was the greatest time of the nightlife. So we were in that era. We bottle service, all that stuff. That was something that we really was a part of, and we always had to thrive. Like, to do things. So some of our friends, they know, like, we're grinders.
This is how I know you are a very great life coach and an effective one because of the level of empathy that you have. You could have.
Thank you.
You had.
I know.
That whole conversation could have went totally different.
Yes.
But the manner that you approached it speaks volumes of your character, and that's amazing. Shout out to you.
Thank you. And I think sometimes our experience. Thank you. And I think sometimes our experiences too, like I think me being in the hotel, like I just don't think just being mean to people. Like I always say that to people, like being nice. I was back in the days always say that being nice gets you nice, and I always just say that because I'm like, if I go to you being mean, it's not going. I mean, sometimes people they get their way. But I just feel like if you're mean to people, you think they're going to help you? Like
they're not, especially when you have gatekeepers. You gotta be nice.
I mean, there's a saying: you catch more flies with honey.
Yeah, catch more. Oh, from half court. Messed up, DJ. Messed up.
But with vinegar, vinegar flies go away with vinegar.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
True.
Sour.
It's very true.
Yeah.
You can't be. My mother, she always used to tell me that you one of the people that you can never be. Don't ever talk bad to, or the people who make your food.
Right.
Don't ever give them a hard time.
Right.
Ever.
Never.
But yeah, it's true. But don't give anybody a hard time.
Yeah, never.
It's not worth it.
It's just like just being what you want. Like put out what you want.
Yeah.
Or be better too. So. Be better.
You're motivating me. Be better, people.
Be better.
Be better.
Seriously, I learned that. Like I'm not saying I was always like I'm not perfect.
Of course.
I mean, like as far as being nice to people, because I used to have a little, temper back in the days. I didn't really know.
Yeah, it's hard for real.
I used to be a little not. I'm just saying, I when you grow, you change and stuff like that. And I'm happy that I changed because it's not nice.
Do you do any public speakings like in front of like kids and schools or anything like that, or you just do the social media? Because you motivate people a lot, but do you do it in person,
including me? I motivate.
Just do it.
My sister that's over there. We have a organization.
All right. Okay. All right.
So we have an organization called The World is a Girl's Runway. We empower young girls to be entrepreneurs. So it's like everything comes together, like I was saying before, like all the assignments, they come together. So we empower young girls and women. We did a lot of speaking before the pandemic. Like with the pandemic happening, that kind of fell back a little bit.
Yeah.
I was given a lot of opportunities to speak, like, virtual events, and I enjoyed that. And I was able to speak, just have my own, live events for my coaching and ministry. But I'm looking forward to now that everything is opening up to speak more. But I do speak, publicly.
Who's easier to life coach for, men or women?
It's a good one.
I never had a male client.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I can say I coach them indirectly.
Okay.
Because I have some.
Like you're doing now.
Right.
Gotcha.
Indirectly, like I have like guys like my singles group. We have a private group on Facebook, and I have some men in the group. Sometimes they, I coach a lot of singles indirectly. Like I'm very if you want to send me a message, I'm not like don't message me because I have a crazy
Cash App.
Right. I know it's purpose too. I know God has given me a purpose. I always told God, I told God that if this is what you want me to do as far as like empowering singles, I'm gonna be available to them. And a lot of the people in my group, they're from different countries, so they're messaging me 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like, once I used to get like, why is she messaging me this late? Why is he messaging me this late?
Different time zones,
right? And not knowing that they're in another country. Yeah. So some guys they do, I feel like it's most of the younger guys.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. We already know what's coming up.
Not everybody is saved, okay? Not everybody knows the Lord, all right? Not everybody. No, Some people slip through the cracks, and I understand that, all right?
It's not bad. It's just they have they questions about dating and stuff. And
Okay.
No, I know when the conversation is getting crazy.
Okay.
No, you're trying to holler. No.
Some people are still out here in the world, all right?
I have clients who are not saved too. Like I have, clients that even people, like I said, indirectly that come, like some of my guy friends are just people that I connected via Facebook or Instagram. Guys, they do come like, they have a question about a dating a girl, things like that, and I'm always open to giving advice. If I feel like the conversation is getting too crazy, book a section.
So what shoot this shot?
Like?
Book a section.
What are you like in a man?
I feel like after a while, sometimes where the conversation is going.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no. No, thank you.
So,
well, that's weird. You really have a lot of male clients. Wow.
Yeah, okay. I feel like because I know my following is mostly women. But,
okay.
Like I said, I'm always open to if I need to coach. I mean, and even sometimes if I feel like I can't, I'm not the type of person, like, it don't have to always be me. Like, I know dope coaches, leaders that can give, advice as well. So it's like, I feel like I can't, I know someone, cause one of my friends, I just did a live Facebook session with him. He's a life coach too. So it's like, if I ever get a, male client, I feel like I can't really help them, I will send them to him. It's good to be like, be resourceful.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So you said, I know you want to become a therapist, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm still praying about it, but I feel like because I was going to, a few years ago I was going to school for, to finish psychology, but then I stopped because there was like some people that I was trying to give advice, and I was like, I don't know if I want to, it was becoming like a therapy session, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this. But then I had to, sometimes you have to grow as a person, and I feel like now with the coaching, I'm like, I probably I would be a great Christian therapist. Yeah.
You have to get a certification for that?
You have to go.
You got to go to school for that.
You got to go to school for that. Yeah, you got to go to school for that.
I always envied people like you guys.
What?
The way you guys just are so good with humans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the way you guys interact, you guys are friendly, and maybe I'm just too hurt.
You seem friendly.
Oh, thanks.
He is friendly. It's quiet, but he's friendly.
I'm friendly.
I'm friendly because I'm feeding off of your energy. But for the most part, in the world, again, there are people who don't know the Lord like certain people.
Right. But
you giving them your time, your energy, your attention, and sometimes it's not reciprocated.
Yeah. It's true.
It can hurt.
No, it can. You have to have those, like I said earlier, those systems. Accountability.
You're good.
Your time.
When was the last time you cursed somebody out?
I'm gonna take a walk on the wild side.
Okay,
that was good.
Because we see we so friendly. So there's got to be someone that takes your button at some point.
We are real. We are real.
That's really good.
I'm real.
That's
I'm
good.
saved and everything, but like I said, I'm still human. But okay, I have stopped cursing for many years. I rededicated my life to Christ about 11 years ago.
Great, yeah.
But the last time I cursed somebody out, I believe it was
Talk to him.
This is a long time ago.
Say names.
He always brings it up.
Oh, wow.
Because we were co-workers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He always brings it up, so.
Yo, you remember that time you cursed me?
Yeah. And he always some people oh my God, Danielle, she's so nice, she's so sweet. He's like, people hope you're on her bad side. No, this is years ago. It was one of my coworkers. We worked together. He was like my person. We always worked together.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. but he got really nasty with me, and I cursed him out. And I said, "Don't you ever say that to me again? And don't talk to me unless it's work related."
Wow. He must have did something.
Something awful. Yeah. I could not see you.
That's what I'm trying to say. When you brought that up, I'm like, wow.
Disclaimer, that was years ago. But everyone always laughed at it because they're like, "Oh my God, Danielle is so nice." Like, yo, what? Yo, she.
Those are the fun stories.
I know, right? Those are the fun stories. You gotta hear.
That's a great question.
No, I have a life. It's so crazy because people, see. Because God would change you and things like that. But before, I was reckless. I was ratchet.
So during this this transformation, right? This transition in your life, was there ever a point where your faith had kind of dwindled or met a new low that you didn't encounter before?
A new low, like.
Well, just like where you just became kind of discouraged.
I feel like every Christian has a discouragement.
Oh yeah,
I feel like. That's definitely. I feel like even this pandemic, I feel like it's not as like the low discouragement, but just like everything was happening so quickly. It's just like I feel like the change kind of like it was times I was like, this pandemic is crazy, but I still feel like because of things that I have in place, I wasn't able to stay there.
Right.
And then also going to therapy.
Right.
As well, that helped me a lot.
Right.
Because I feel like for me, it was transition. Like you're used to going to work, you're used to doing this, you're used to doing that, and for me, it was a big change for me.
Right.
Like, transitioning into entrepreneur. It was something I've been praying for, something I was desiring for years. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It was harder than something it was really hard.
You make it look so easy, though. You make it look so easy.
And
that is so impressive.
And since that you're single, right?
You make me want to go back to church.
Come through. You can do virtual.
I'm not going. I don't know about all that. Let's I got to take baby steps first.
Start with virtual. Do a virtual service. You don't have to be in the building. You can log on and see that.
YouTube. I like what you're saying.
I'll give you some recommendations.
Okay, thank you.
You'll like it.
I appreciate that.
Because church is good. Let's stay here real quick. Fellowship is good and everything, but now with this, we have so many, virtual. You can just log on and go to church.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can. You can log on and go to church.
No idea.
Okay, so when the pandemic happened, a lot of churches stay closed.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so a lot of churches, they were doing virtual. Like my church is my family's ministry, so we had to close and then we would stream live. So all the churches are still doing that because you have to pivot with technology.
Yeah, I have to get my worship and praise on.
I was gonna ask you. So if you're dating somebody, right? He has to have God in his life too, right? He has to be a Christian.
Absolutely, yeah. I tried when beginning my Christian journey.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't as strong, and I did have someone that we won't say we were dating, but I guess we liked each other.
Right.
But he wasn't saved. We were really good friends, but it just certain things came about, and I knew this is not going to work.
Was it because he wasn't?
Yeah, it was if you're thinking long term with someone,
right.
It was. I think I had to see certain things happen between us that made it. I know, because I was open to it. Some people, they won't. I mean, at the time, I wasn't that strong in the Lord then. I was open to it, and then certain things happened. I think God was showing me this is not going to work. So at this point, they have to be. But this can't just be saved. They need to be saved, and then other things.
Right.
Practical lifestyle application with the word and things of that nature. Yes, I totally understand.
And then other things too. I feel like people think, oh, we're both Christians, we get married.
That's not.
No, and the other things.
You may chew weird. I don't.
we need to have core values. We need to have the same vision, similar vision. Yeah, because sometimes people it was one time this guy, he just thought oh, we're both Christians. And I was like, we're not.
Huge red flag with that guy. Huge red flag.
Yeah, but he was pushing that hard. And I was just like, it's more to that, bro.
Was he one of the dudes who DM'd you late night? Talking about he from another country.
All right, Danny. We're gonna wrap this up. So before we leave, let people know how they can get in contact with you. We need your service, everything.
Yes.
So they can follow me on my Facebook page, which is I have a page which is Danielle Powell, and I have a personal page. If you want to become my friend, they can add me as a friend, and I also have my Instagram, which is Danielle Powell. I think it's _. That's on Instagram. And you can log on to daniellepowell.com if you want to look at my services, look at my content. My YouTube channel is Coaching Out Loud, and my podcast is Coaching Out Loud.
So dope. So dope.
Yeah, any website? Any website?
Oh, yes, DaniellePowell.com.
.com, okay.
I'm rooting for you.
Oh, thank you. It was amazing just, being on your show is an honor.
Yeah.
Great.
And when is that book coming out?
Ooh, I'm trying to give myself August, but soon I would know.
You should know. Okay.
I don't know.
Great.
Any final thoughts?
Are you happy?
Yes.
All right.
That's it. Wraps it up.
All right.
All right. Thanks for coming by. It's a pleasure having you.
You were amazing.
Hey, it was great.
Amazing.
Nice meeting you guys.
All right.
Nice seeing my
Hey, that's
Asian.
This wraps up another episode of Face to Face. You're truly Nessa Caprice.
That's me.
Take care and God bless.
Yes.